Greetings, galactic travelers, and welcome back to the last episode for the Thrawn book of the I've Got a Bad Feeling About This podcast. I am Corey, as always.
I'm Robert, as always.
And yeah, we're going to talk about the last 5 chapters of the book. So when we left off, Arinda was basically going on to Baton as a secret spy with Gudry.
Yep.
And she pretty much is going there just to get her parents. And Gudry's going there to get shit done. Let me see. She's talking to her dad, and her dad is like low-key like a rebel sympathizer, because he's like, yeah, no, I don't like the Empire. They're doing, it's not great. But then later on in the chapter, he's like, oh, I'm not with the rebel sympathizers, though. So he's kind of neutral, but it scares Arinda that her father is basically saying some anti-imperial stuff, which made me smile, because yeah, he's just living his life. And Arinda, she's gotten to the point, so she had a little part of this book that I was like, yeah, girl, you go. And now she's to the point where, like, how she is in Rebels, like, the power has kind of corrupted her, and she has become very arrogant and very, like, typical imperial, like, higher up.
This is the Arinda we can see products.
Yes. The one that looks just like the lady from Indiana Jones. Yes. Let's see. And then Thrawn has a secret rendezvous with Night Swan. They have a little meetup. It's very romantic. They like meet in the middle of a field at night. And then it goes, and then they just talk for a little bit, and then it jumps back to Arinda tricking her dad by doing a really bad impression of her mom and Gudry. So basically, she's getting Gudry to be able to go into this facility by himself so that he can plant the explosive stuff that's supposed to happen, which the whole point of this, Thrawn's plan, is to lower this shield. So I imagine it like the Gungan shield from episode 1, right?
Yeah.
So it's like encompassing this part of the city, and like people have now barricaded in there, and like rebel sympathizers are in there, and like the miners are in there, and then there's also Night Swan's weapons cache, which is also in there. So they're planning 2 bombs. One bomb is supposed to go off to destroy the shield barricade, and the second bomb is supposed to go off to destroy the weapons. And it's very important for later chapters that is the order that you do it in, because one will be very positive for the Empire and for Thrawn, and one's a very negative outcome. And we'll see which one it is. Yeah, I wonder which one it is. You know, Thrawn's not, the old saying of like, if you can't, what is it? Like, I get, like, it's always a bad guy being like, I'll have to do it myself. Like, that's how Thrawn, everything in this book that has gone wrong is because Thrawn was not the one in charge of doing it.
Trusting the wrong people.
Right. Right. Okay. So that's all I had for really 26. 26 was basically just Arinda being a super spy. She's going to meet her parents, and we can see that she is more interested in getting her parents out than anything else that's going on on Baton.
Yeah, I agree. It was kind of a setup for his last little chapter, the Christian that wrote the book.
Right. Like they tell us that Night Swan and Thrawn are going to meet up in a field, and then we don't hear anything else because that's the beginning of the next chapter.
Yep.
So, all right. So the next chapter, you want to take this one first?
Okay, 7. So this is one, and going back to
Yes.
By the boy, and we're kind of talking about
Mm-hmm.
it's interesting seeing.
There's something there. There's some underlying stuff. But like his equal strategy wise, like Night Swan has kind of had the leg up on Thrawn the entire book. I put my first thing is that Night Swan wanted to join all of the insurgents together, which insurgents is just the empire's way of saying rebels without saying the word. So he pretty much was wanting to do what what's his name wanted to do in Andor, where you're getting Saw Gerrera's group, you're getting Mon Mothma's group, you're getting other insurrection groups all together in one thing to create the Rebel Alliance, no matter what. So, but Night Swan is not there yet. They have not. He did not succeed in bringing them together.
Yeah. Another interesting thing is that Thrawn kind of mentions getting a place in the Empire.
Right. Yes.
You know, it kind of goes back to the very beginning where Thrawn was like, I am only with the Empire to control this power.
Right.
He's always achieve goals.
Right. Yeah, and we get a little bit of a reveal that Thrawn says out loud that he has been essentially grooming Vanto for this same thing. Like, Night Swan is the first invite, Vanto is the second that Thrawn's gonna do, kind of building this Chiss Ascendancy, what's it called? Exchange program. Yeah. So. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Oh, he offers. Okay, so Thrawn offers information about the secret project that's happening, um, that the Empire is doing. And he's like, I can find out this information pretty easily. And Night Swan's like, but you would betray the Empire. And Thrawn's like, bruh, if the Empire's not the strongest one, I want to be with the. He's like, I'm gonna help whoever needs to turn the tide, which is why I'm skeptical that he is the actual bad guy of Ahsoka. Because it's like the Empire at this point isn't strong at all. It's fallen apart. It's the remnant of the Empire. Like, it's not anything substantial. So why would he want to be involved with that? Out with his space whales. You know? Mm-hmm. Right. Right. But that whole series was essentially Thrawn trying to get help with the Usan Vong, which is this, unknown regions super elite alien species, basically like the Klingons, that were gonna wipe out everything. Like he was like, they're stronger than the Empire with Death Stars. Like, they were a threat. So yeah, we'll see. Can you imagine if they make that canon, and then all these dude bros are going to be like, "Oh yes, I knew it from the beginning that the original books were the best."
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
But yeah, back to this book. We end the chapter though with Night Swan and Thrawn going their separate ways. Night Swan declines politely, and Yularen Yularen pops up and is pissed because he's like, "Well, maybe I should have you tried for a traitor, you son of a gun."
He says, I shouldn't shoot you.
Right. Because Thrawn doesn't tell anybody what his plan is because he doesn't trust and because he's the only person that needs to know. And so poor Yularen's like listening in on his little ISB radio, and he's like, "What? He's gonna give him information about the Death Star? How does he even know that?" So yeah, I just liked that was the end of the chapter essentially, was Yularen just being like, why shouldn't I shoot you? Yeah, no, he's mad. He's mad. But Thrawn's like, oh, I got a plan. Yes. You would think that after all that Thrawn has done for the ISB and like all this other crap, that pretty much anybody in the Empire would see Thrawn and be like, whatever you need, boss, you got it. But they still don't. Right. Right. And like, well, we see the evolution of it with Vanto of at the beginning of the book, Vanto's like, "What are you talking about?" And by the end, he's like, "Just go with it." So it's kind of like Anakin and Obi-Wan, where Obi-Wan in episode 2 is like, "Anakin, dude, stop doing this weird stuff." And by the Clone Wars season 7, Obi-Wan's just like sitting there in the middle of a field and he's like, just wait for it. And then Anakin's crawling under a bridge committing war crimes, you know? Yeah. We're going to get the job done, but I don't know how he's going to do it. I don't ask. I just show up. Yeah, I just go where I'm told. But yeah, it's a great ending to a chapter. It's just like, why shouldn't I shoot you? Love that mustachioed man. Right, the Clone Wars one? Yeah. Why shouldn't I shoot you? Um, and then chapter 28, we're back with Arinda. Yeah, she's like frantically trying to get her parents packed, and like she's like, we gotta go. Um, and then Gudry pops up and is mad that she pulled a fast one because Gudry thought that her mom was also sick. He didn't know that it was Arinda doing that. And so he showed up and her mom was not at the hospital and he was like, what's going on? Because that's not the mission. And so they have a little tussle. And Arinda perhaps maybe kills Gudry. Just slightly killed him. And then yeah, just doing his job. And then I don't know if she takes it's either this chapter or the next chapter, but she takes the bomb buttons. Okay, it's not till the end though. Yeah, right. So I wrote it down as, so she's gone from Arinda Price to Governor Price. Like her personality and like what made her special is like gone. She is now completely the exact kind of puppet and tool that the Empire loves to have in its ranks, you know? So and then as that happens, Night Swan has his attack in space because Thrawn had the ships positioned in a way that they could escape. Because Yularen was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "They could just jump out of space and grab the ships and go." And he's like, "Well, the ships could just, if something happens, they could just bounce because it works the same way." And Yularen, who is an admiral in the Clone Wars, you would think that he would have thought of that, but whatever. Yeah. Um, and then everything's going smoothly to plan until Little Miss Thing decides, I'm gonna blow up the weapons cache. And if you remember earlier, the sequence needed to go shield generator, weapons cache, because then the weapons cache would just blow up and it would be a contained blow up instead of it blowing up inside of a bubble and basically just eradicating anything and everybody inside. And no, she blew up the weapons cache first. So she basically blew up a nuclear bomb inside of a contained room. And then Thrawn was mad about it. So yeah, Thrawn goes into rescue mode and is like, hey, we need to go save as many civilians as we can. And then Yularen had sent in agents to go get Arinda because they hadn't heard from her in whenever. And those agents died because they went to her house. And so the whole reason why she blew up the thing is because the agents were going to be going to her house where Gudri's dead body was. And she freaked out. She freaked out and blew up a whole city. Or you're erasing Gudri's body and those agents. But her parents and her were both out of the blast zone. But yeah, so whenever she gets to the ship, Yularen is very suspicious of her, and then she instantly has attitude and I can't think of the word, but very holier than thou to Yularen, and she's like, "We succeeded in eradicating the insurgents and stuff like that," and she has no remorse for what she did, and she killed civilians too, not just insurgents. But it's wild.
She ruthless. Kind of reminds me of that when, in Thrawn, when there's bombing the hall.
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah, because at that point they had pissed him off, and he was so tired of them, and they messed up his defender plan. Because I think at that point, did they show that in Rebels of the Emperor choosing the Death Star over the defender program?
No, but they mentioned it.
Okay. So he was in a bad attitude. He was in a bad mood. Yeah. And then Ezra's like, "Bring it on, Thrawn. Lothal is mine." And then Thrawn's like, "Little kid, I hate you so much." Little did he know he was going to spend the next 15 years with him, riding a space whale. But yeah, Arinda is basically just like, I did what I did, and I don't have any remorse. I am essentially untouchable because I am a governor. I can do whatever I want, and no one can do anything about it.
Yep.
Which is a very bad mindset to be in, And yeah, that's how they ended it, the 28th chapter.
What chapter?
One more. And an epilogue.
The chapter starts out with Lauren talking about everything.
Yeah, we're getting the stats at this point. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. So Yularen witnessed the most war crimes in the Clone Wars because he was Anakin's admiral. So, I mean, yeah, if Anakin committing war crimes did not even equivalent to this, that's bad. Mm-hmm. Right. But all Arinda heard was insurgents dead. Right. And so, okay, so I'm pretty sure, I am 100% sure that in Rebels, they might not say Baton, but Hera talks about Thrawn being so ruthless that to get rid of rebels, that he will kill civilians. And I'm pretty sure that that is talking about this instance. And it wasn't Thrawn, it was Arinda. But since Thrawn was the commanding officer, it's his it's his triumph, which Arinda says to him. She's like, I'm sure the Emperor will be very pleased to hear about your success. And Thrawn's like, what? Because Thrawn doesn't see it as a success. He's like, you killed 3 times as many civilians as insurgents, and my boy Night Swan.
And it's just so you really see the complete side, like later on in the chapter, I read the like, oh yeah, I don't have any sympathy for the insurgents, but I do mourn the loss of 30, great age
Of Gudry. But she's the one that killed him.
Yeah.
She murdered him.
Yeah. Future was killed by
Right. And like Yularen like kind of grills her. He's like, so did you guys not go over the fact that like you're supposed to do A first and then B and not B first? If any, like B first is like a last resort that you should never even think about. And she's just like, oops.
Yeah. So also nice one.
Dead. There goes Thrawn's plans.
Yeah.
Which I think that's probably why he's kind of displeased, because he's also like, bro, I was so close to getting this guy on my side.
No more ascendancy academy instead of offense too.
Yeah.
Which is
Yes, and then she mentions her little insurgency problem on Lothal. So we get a little shout out to our Phoenix squad, because this is the end of the first season, right? Is whenever she's like, I can't governor or whoever is, and she like calls out the dude too, and he's in Rebels too, the commander that's trying to get him.
Yeah.
With Callus.
Yeah.
She's like, he's failing miserably, and yeah, and then we see in season 2, Arinda's like, I went and got the best of the best, Thrawn, and that's how we get to Thrawn and Rebels. So yeah, there's a little connection there, because that's what Dave Filoni does.
The chapter goes back to on course.
Yes.
And the concept of the Emperor, right?
Yeah.
Wait.
Wait. First of all, Thrawn just straight up trying to get himself shocked, because he's like, so what's with this Death Star? And Palpatine instantly went from like happy grandpa to like, who told you about that? I'm about to kill you because you're not supposed to know about it.
Yeah.
So we're seeing a little bit of animosity between Emperor like Palpatine and Thrawn.
I like how once he didn't ask for the Death Star, Palpatine immediately says it's wrong.
Yeah, he full names them. He's like, bro, no. But yeah, okay, go ahead. Who enters, Robert?
And then he says, read it. Palpatine says, come join us. I don't believe you have met Darth Vader right now. Then Vader enters, and he says, you're correct. So I preached you.
Mm-hmm.
And then chapter 29 book says, Ron says, I've heard a great deal about you.
Yeah.
Yes, which we know they met before.
Yes, But Thrawn doesn't know that it's Anakin. I don't think so. I don't think he's been focused on that. That's like Tarkin. Tarkin didn't even say it out loud in Tarkin's book. He's just like, I put two and two together, but I don't dare ever say it out loud to either the Emperor or to Darth Vader, because both of them would be very touchy about it. So he's like, I'm just gonna give it to myself. But the description that Thrawn does, like his internal monologue of Vader, very much invokes like the hallway scene. Like his description of Vader is very much like, look at this big, scary, beefy dude that is all dressed in black, breathing like a robot. Like, this dude's insane. I instantly thought of the Rogue One scene when he was describing. I was like, bro, this is great.
His stance holds power and authority.
Yeah, bro. Vader in any video game, and you turn the settings to low, and then this is that Vader. No, this is Vader from Jedi Survivor when you're fighting him with Seer, and you do any difficulty besides like easy mode. Just like him emerging from a burning library, cloak half on fire, terrifying. I loved it. It was fantastic. And that's the end. Or is it?
Then we got 2-page
epilogue. And it starts out with Vanto, and it starts out the chapters like they've always done. It's Thrawn telling a little story, and then it turns out that every chapter is just Thrawn's journal, and we've been getting Thrawn's journal and basically his little personal little letter to Vanto, and he's like, basically it's about the friends you make along the way, and like he'll always like cherish his friendship with Vanto. And like Vanto's like, why is he telling me this? And then Eli pulls up and he meets what was her name? Arlani of the Chiss Ascendancy. He's starting boarding school.
Yep.
It's time to learn today.
Admiral Arlani of the Chiss Defense.
Boom. No, I'm just I'm just a dude that pulled up. I got on this transport, took me to who knows where in space, and now I'm here. My name's Han Solo, and I'm captain of the Millennium Falcon. I don't know what I'm doing here. Pretty much finished talking. Do you have anything else to add to the book? Any last thoughts and final thoughts before we wrap it up?
The Grand Admiral is he alive? Yes. Let's see, in 9 days.
Oh yeah, at the end of chapter 29, he gets promoted to Grand Admiral.
That's right.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. He did it. Woohoo! It's 9 days away.
Days. Let's look at Wednesday. We get 2 episode drops. Staying up till 3 a.m.
No, I haven't done that in a very long time. Yeah, I'm excited to see what's going to go on. I was rewatching the final season of Rebels today, just like in the background while I was playing games and stuff.
Yeah.
Just to remember what happened. See if I notice anything before I start watching Ahsoka, and see if they step on their toes that they already set up. But we'll see. I'm excited for it.
I know that supposedly it's just like a.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll take it. We'll see where the Sabine stuff goes. I think it's just hello. Some side eye. Dog. I'm just talking. Alright, so I love this book. I would recommend this book a million times over. If you are just like, if you're a diehard Star Wars fan, if you're just getting into it, I think it's a great book. Like for any audience, I think would like it because it's not too Star Warsy, but it does give you little shout outs of people that you should know if you're like a diehard fan, or people to look up and be like, oh, he mentioned Grand Admiral Thrawn. That's that old dude from Episode 4 that gets blowed up on the Death Star. You know, that sort of thing.
It's a good read.
Mm-hmm.
Got a really great read.
Right. Right. Yes. Which is why it's on our wheel to read the next part of the series. But okay. So now is the time for us to decide via the wheel what our next book is going to be. We have. What's your hope that we get? Darth Bane. I never read it, so I'm excited. If we get that one, that's fine. We've got Thrawn. So the next one in the series, which would be Thrawn Alliances. We've got Ahsoka, very on topic, very on brand for what's going on. Legacy of the Force, Darth Bane, Tales from the Mos Eisley Cantina, which is a Legends book, but it's very fun, according to my brother. It's basically just a bunch of little short stories of stuff that goes on in the cantina, including what's it called? The band. There's a chapter about the band. Yeah, was it Dan something in the modal nodes? Yeah. Rogue Squadron, which is another Legends thing, and it basically goes over whenever. I don't think Luke is actually in those books. It follows Wedge, the true leader of the rebellion pilots. And then Brotherhood, and then Master and Apprentice are the ones on our wheel. So, yeah. So you're hoping for Darth Bane? I honestly don't know. I haven't read multiple of these, so it would be like a first time for me. So like honestly, any of the ones I haven't read before, I feel like it'd be fun. All right, I'm spinning. Darth Bane, you got it, bro. All right. So yeah, we're gonna start reading Darth Bane in the next, couple months. We'll read through the book. I think Robert's gonna go grab it. I have to get it. So yeah, we'll do this kind of format. Let us know if this kind of worked, doing like 5 chapters at a time. I think it worked best for us. It's not that strenuous to do an episode per chapter, which would take forever. And also, there's not some of the chapters. There's not that much content, and it's like, okay.
This one is a lot
Smaller, yeah, but it's longer. See, it's wider. No, I guess not. Is it Legends or is it canon? So sad. I mean, they made Bane canon, so we can just believe.
Once we finish this, we can put even sequels. I think there's 3 PowerPoint.
Have you read all of them? Oh, okay. You're a little fanboy. Is this like his origin?
Yeah.
Okay, I could get down with it. Creator of the Rule of Two, dude. Thousands, bro. Thousands. It's too many. We gotta whittle it down, man. There's just too many. I'm with them. I'm with Bane on that one. There's too many of us. I just saw Tim last week, and I hate that guy. Somebody should do something about it. Is it like origin story, like him and his master, and then or him and his apprentice? Oh, I'll meet him. Nice to meet you. I'm applying for the Sith apprentice position.
It's really good.
Nice. Is he the one that did like the? He's not the one with the crate dragon armor, right? He is? Okay, dope. Okay, cool. Just making sure I know who I was thinking of. Well, sweet. Well, yeah, cool. This was great. I had fun. Obviously, you know, we can work on output. You know, sometimes it was 2 weeks to an episode, and sometimes it was 2 months, and sometimes it was three. Life happens first, but I still had fun. It's always great getting to talk to you about Star Wars. So yeah. All right. Anything else for the viewers at home?
Hello, everybody. So, in case you didn't notice, we were having a ton of technical difficulties on my end for this episode. So, I just wanted to say a quick closing of thank you, everybody, for watching this entire series. Robert and I really enjoyed making it. We look forward to starting Darth Bane in the next couple of weeks and getting that going. We're looking forward to seeing the Ahsoka series and everything like that. And I know I speak for Robert and I when I do again say thank you so much for watching and listening and hopefully enjoying our book club of Star Wars. We will see you all in a galaxy far, far away sometime soon. Roll the outro.